Welcome back to the TYSK report, where I bring you the things you should know happening in the world of technology. And on that docket, we have Netflix, Google, and more. So let's get to it. Netflix tests streaming games to US TVs to take on PlayStation and Xbox. Interesting. Netflix is expanding in its game streaming beta to the US, the company announced in an update to a blog post. The feature, which lets you play games streamed from the cloud on devices like your TV or a computer, launched first in August in Canada and the UK. Now, Netflix notes that it's a limited beta test, and the only two games available to stream are Oxenfree from Netflix's own Night School Studio and another game titled Mohu's Mining Adventure. If you have access to the service, you'll need to download Netflix Special Controller app for your iPhone or Android device to play the game on your TV. Netflix has been steadily growing its games library and offerings as a way to offer more benefits to subscribers, and the company is planning to release games based on its own hit franchises like Squid Game, Wednesday, Extraction, and Black Mirror. So I like what Netflix is doing, and if there is a Black Mirror game, I will be playing it. This is Netflix going outside of just providing, interesting shows and content for people. They're expanding into gaming and other avenues. And in addition to what we just talked about, Netflix's Squid Game reality show has an official release date. Now, Squid Game The Challenge, Netflix's reality show based on Squid Game, will pit 456 people against each other for 4.56 million, and it will debut on November 22nd. And for people based in the US, this would mean that a lot of families will be able to watch this show over Thanksgiving vacations. In addition to that, Netflix is also working on a second season of the main Squid Game series, and the company hasn't shared a release date for it, but it has revealed a few new cast members. So it looks like Netflix is looking to have their hands in all different places. They're working on having gaming, and then in this video right here, I spoke about them doing some retail experiences, and in addition to that, the reality show. So it is going to be a fun ride to watch how Netflix does all of these things and what the future holds for any additional surprises or interesting things they have coming. Moving on to the next article. Biden administration announced its first recipients of its $7 billion Hydrogen Hub program. The Biden administration has selected the recipients of its funding for the 7 regional hydrogen hubs or clean hydrogen producers. The hubs are collectively expected to produce more than 3 million metric tons of clean hydrogen per year and help put the U.S. on track to produce 50 million metric tons of clean hydrogen fuel by 2050. The initiative is a crucial step towards achieving President Biden's goal of reaching net zero carbon emissions by 2050, but it also expected to bolster the economy, creating thousands of jobs for the states involved in the project. Collectively, the hubs will create more than 300,000 direct jobs. And it says here, the 7 hubs named include the Mid-Atlantic Hydrogen Hub, the Appalachian Hydrogen Hub, the California Hydrogen Hub, the Gulf Coast Hydrogen Hub, Heartland Hydrogen Hub, Midwest Hydrogen Hub, and the Pacific Northwest Hydrogen Hub. Now, a key thing about these hubs is that the hubs will focus on offsetting and creating alternatives to heavy-duty transportation, chemical, steel, and cement manufacturing. So these hydrogen hubs are going to provide a great opportunity for you to learn more about it and do some research, because you could potentially find a new career in what they are building. And it could be in a state near you, a city near you, or it could be a potential opportunity for you to relocate. But you can see that the $7 billion was already given to these different hubs. Of course, they're going to be split amongst them, but that's a lot of money, and you could find yourself in a new career if you just look into this and see if there is something there that you would be able to get some skills in and find yourself on the train of innovation for what's to come later on in the future for the world. Moving on to the next story. Google.com tests a news-filled homepage just like Bing and Yahoo. So Google is still wondering if it should make major changes to its homepage. And I honestly think they shouldn't, but let's move back into this article. Instead of a homepage featuring only the Google logo, a search box, and a few buttons, this latest experiment looks a lot more like the Google Discover newsfeed you get on the Google mobile app. Now, The Verge reached out to someone at Google about this and was told it's an experiment currently being run in India. So my quick take on this is I don't like it. I literally leave when I utilize Microsoft Edge. I literally leave it just to go to Google because it's simple. I don't want all that news because a lot of the news is just irrelevant to stuff I want to see. I hope Google doesn't do this, but we'll see as time moves along. Moving on to the next article. So, it's sad to see that this store is going to be changing what's inside of it. Best Buy will no longer carry physical movies in 2024. Best Buy is stating it's going to have no more physical media, which means that it will stop carrying DVDs and Blu-rays, bringing an end to maybe the last enjoyable place you could go to browse around, and a place that this author always had a nostalgia for. Now, according to the sources, Best Buy won't even sell physical movies online, including 4K titles and special edition steelbooks that collectors look forward to. Now, Best Buy's media department used to have the largest footprint in every store, but the economics have changed. Now you see larger computer and smartphone departments, which are now the primary ways people consume media. There are still physical video games, but that might not even last as companies like Sony and Microsoft evolve systems to focus on digital distribution. So it's sad to see that Best Buy is going to have to do this, but that's where the world is going. Everyone is looking at everything on their phones, tablets, and on your laptops. Since we're speaking about Best Buy and nostalgia, we have this company up next who is doing something interesting in gaming. Analogue is making a 4K Nintendo 64. Analogue, the company best known for modern takes on retro hardware, is turning its attention to the 64-bit era with the Analogue 3D, a reimagining of the Nintendo 64. The company says the new console will have 100% compatibility with N64 cartridges in every region and will even support 4K output. Now, Analogue has a strong history of releasing high-quality recreations of consoles like NES, SNES, and Sega Genesis, making it possible to play old cartridges on modern televisions. So this is going to be nice. This is going to be cool. And when it comes out, I'll definitely be getting one because I miss playing games like Smash Bros. And Duke Nukem on Nintendo 64. So I'll be looking forward to when this comes out. And in the meantime, I'll be looking at seeing if I can get some of those N64 cartridges that will be waiting to be played on my television. It looks like technology is continuing to evolve and continuing to innovate, and Netflix is on that road with those changes. So, to make sure that you stay up to date on what's going on in the world of tech, check out these two videos right here where I give you more insight on the things you should know happening in the world of technology.